Hello 11 graders. Welcome to Miss Ita English Online Learning. Today, you are going to study a new topic. But before I tell you what the topic is, let's watch a video.
Hi, I'm Jess. This is me. I'm leaving school in June, and next September I'm going to university to study architecture. I'm really excited about that. So, soon it's the summer holidays and the big question is, what am I going to do? Hang out with my friends all summer? Sure, it's tempting, and I think I deserve it with all the hard work I put into studying for my exams. However, there are two other options that I feel I should consider. My cousins have invited me to stay at their beach house. Or a friend of my dad's has offered me a job for 2 months at his architecture studio. This is a really tricky decision as both options are really cool. I don't know what to do. If I spend the summer at the beach, I'll have fun and relax. I can take up some new water sports. I can spend time with my cousins, and my youngest cousin is only 2 and he is so cute. And I can read some novels for pleasure. I just haven't had time recently to do this. On the other hand, if I go away, I'll miss my friends. I'll miss going to all the summer parties and to the beach at the weekends with them. And I'll miss out on all the juicy gossip. Another con is that it will be expensive and I won't be earning any money. Also, my aunt will probably ask me and my older cousins to babysit for the younger ones, and that can be really tiring. Now, let's look at the other option. If I take up the job offer, that will be tiring too, working 9 to 5 each day. I'll have to get up really early in the morning. I'll be stuck in an office all day long. And I won't be free to do what I want when I want. On the other hand, I will be earning some much needed cash, and I might be able to afford a new laptop by the end of summer break. And it's a great opportunity to learn some useful things about architecture, to gain work experience for my CV, and make contacts in the profession. Let's face it, it's a competitive world out there, and I might be mad to turn this chance down. And finally, it's an opportunity to show my parents that I am old enough to take control of my life and to take responsibility. So, what do you think I should do? Job or beach?
What do you think I should do? Asked Jess. So Jess asked this question. So, what does she ask for? Yes, she asked for advice. Advice is an opinion that someone offers you about what you should do or how you should act in a particular situation. The particular situation can be anything, for example, how to improve English, to go to university, get a good jobs, spend time at home during the COVID-19 pandemic, and many more. There are 3 parts of advice we are going to look at: asking for advice, giving advice, and responding to advice or asking for clarification. Before we go further and deeper, you are going to listen to an audio of a dialogue between Kate and Max. While you are listening to the dialogue, please take a note because I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? Okay, here it is.
Hi, Kate. I hope I'm not interrupting. I just wanted to ask you something.
That's fine.
I'd like some advice about ways to improve my English.
Well, you like music, so what about downloading some songs in English?
The only problem is, I don't always understand what they're saying.
There are some great websites with song lyrics. Why don't you check them out?
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you think I should try to learn the lyrics?
No, I don't think that's necessary. Watching films is good too. Have you thought about that?
Do you mean films in English?
Of course. You can always watch them with subtitles to help your comprehension.
Yes, that sounds sensible.
Alright. What are they talking about? Yes, ways to improve English. Who asked for advice? Max. What did he say? I'd like some advice. And do you think I should try to learn the lyrics? Who gave advice? Yes, Kate. What did she say? What about downloading some songs in English? Why don't you check them out? Have you thought about that? Who responded to advice? Max. What did he say? The only problem is, that's a good idea. Yes, that sounds sensible. Who asked for clarification? Yes, Max. What did he say? Do you mean films in English? Now, let's study more about asking for advice, giving advice, and responding to advice or asking for clarification. Asking for advice. We ask for advice when we need someone to tell us what he or she thinks we should do in a particular situation. As I said before in the beginning, the particular situations can be anything. For example, how to improve English, to go to university, get a good jobs, spend time at home during the COVID-19 pandemics, and many more. So here, the use of full words and expression can be used to ask for advice. Do you think I should blah 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 blah? For example, do you think I should buy that product? Should I blah blah blah? For example, should I get a lawyer? If you were me, would you blah 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 blah? For example, if you were me, would you tell her? What do you reckon I should do if blah 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 blah? For example, what do you reckon I should do if he didn't call me? And what about blah 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 blah? For example, what about this website? Next is giving advice. We give someone advice means we tell them what we think they should do in a particular situation. And here, the useful words and expression can be used to give advice. If I were you, I would blah blah blah. For example, if I were you, I would go to the central hospital. Have you thought about blah 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 blah? For example, have you thought about visiting the police station? Why don't you blah blah blah? For example, why don't you go to dentist? You might want to blah 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 blah. For example, you might want to talk to your parents. And you ought to or you had better. For example, you ought to avoid crowded places or you had better avoid crowded places. Respond to advice. We respond to advice to show whether we agree or disagree to the advice. Here, the useful words and expression can be used to respond to advice. That's a good idea. That sounds sensible. That sounds helpful. That sounds ideal. And the last one, the only problem with that is blah 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 blah. For example, the only problem with that is I don't always understand what they are saying. Asking for clarification. We ask someone for clarification. We ask them to say something in a different way to provide us more information so that we understand the advice better. The useful words and expression can be used to ask for clarification is, but what about blah 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 blah? For example, but what about the meeting? Next, don't you think it would be better to blah 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 blah? For example, don't you think it would be better to come back to that place? Do you mean blah blah blah? For example, do you mean films in English? Are you saying that blah 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 blah? For example, are you saying that learning the lyric is not helpful? Alright, that's all the explanation of asking for advice, giving advice, and responding to advice or asking for clarification. Thank you, and see you in the next English online learning. Bye!